All right, shalom, shalom. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. All right, I'm accompanied with my father,
Shalom.
Sarkhan Hashem Yah of Indianapolis. This is GMS Great Millstone, Gary, Indiana branch, coming to you through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. All right, I had a precept, I had a scripture in mind. It was 1 Kings 22, and we was going to do a sit-down, all right? Without further ado, I'll go ahead and pull it up for you. Hold on.
Shalom. I was actually doing something on my phone. All praise Yahweh Hashem Yahshua B'Katah.
Okay. 1 Kings 22. And I started at the verse 8. Actually, I'm going to start up a little bit. I started at verse 6. All right, it says, and the king of Israel gathered the prophets together, about 400 men. All right, so about 400 men, and said unto them, shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear? And they said, go up, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. So that right there should bring a red flag into those that know. All right, because the Lord does not deal in numbers. The Lord does not deal in large numbers, but he deals in few. All right, it says about 400 men. So that king gathered about 400 men, right? And the next verse, the very next verse, it says, and Jehoshaphat, which is the king of Judah, it said, and if you know anything about history, the king of Israel went off from following the Lord first. That's why they was brought into captivity by the king of Assyria. And then later on, Judah was brought into captivity by the king of, which is also the king of Assyria, but Assyria was held captive by Nebuchadnezzar. So that was later on. So Judah didn't go off like how Israel went off, but Israel went off first. So Israel was going off at the time, okay? Just to put the matter in perspective. Now, the next verse says, and Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Lord besides that we might inquire of him? And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, there is yet one man, Micaiah, the son of Imliah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord. But I hate him, for he doth not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. And Jehoshaphat said, let not the king say so. And that's the whole point of the video. 6, 7, and 8 is the whole point of the video, because in verse 6 it talks about how the Lord have not chosen many, but he has chosen few. And then the 7th verse is Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, perceived, after he had gathered 400 men to prophesy whether they should go to war or not, the king of Judah asked the king of Israel, is there yet not another prophet? Now, why did he do that? He did that because he knew it didn't take 400 men to tell the prophecy of the Lord, but one man. Every king has one prophet. So when he gathered 400 men, they rose a red flag, like, why he gathered why did he gather 400? So that's why he asked, is there yet not another prophet? And then he said, what? He said, there is yet one man, Micaiah, son of Imliah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord, but I hate him. That's the point of the video, because they're going to hate whom they prophesy against. Precept to that is what Yahweh Shai is Yahweh Shai, because they hated Yahweh Shai because he prophesied evil concerning the evil. Now, if they were good, they would have took heed to the rebuke and followed. All right. Now I'm gonna get that precept too, but go ahead.
I got I got some too, but I'm
you can go ahead.
You want me to get mine first?
Yeah.
Okay. This is because you were saying that about the Lord he doesn't deal with numbers, and the Lord always has a way he chooses. All right. This is Judges 7:1. It said, then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the well of Haran, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them. by the hill of Morel in the valley. Verse 2. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hand hath saved me. Verse 3. Here's the point. Now therefore go up to proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead, and there return of the people 20 and 2,000, and there remain 10,000. Salakia 4 is the point. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. Bring them down to the water, and I will try them for thee there. And it shall be that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee. The same shall go with thee, and of whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee, and same shall not go. It's like it. This the 5 is the point. Okay. So he brought down the people unto the water, and the Lord said unto Gideon, every one that lappeth of the water with his tongue as a dog lappeth, him shalt thou set by himself. Likewise, every one that boweth down upon his knees to drink, and the number of them that lappeth putteth their hand to their mouth, where the 300 men, but all the rest of the people bowed down unto their knees to drink water. Right. So the Lord had a huh?
No, I was about to explain it.
Kai, okay, go ahead, break it down.
Kai, I was about to say, because when
actually,
Gideon,
I think this is where they got the 300 from.
well, yeah, because that was Israelites too through the Spirit. Because in the story, it was Gideon was about to save Israel. This is the book of Judges, all right?
Right.
In the book of Judges, there was a judge that rose up by the Spirit of the Lord, all right, to save Israel out of their captivity. And now this story is pertaining to the book of Gideon's story, and it was too many men. All right, can you go back to that verse and say, at least Israel vaunt against themselves?
Yep, come on.
Because that word vaunt means to lift up or pride. All right, it said there be too many men with thee, lest Israel vaunt against themselves.
That's right.
So go down to the river, and every man that lappeth like a dog, that means not put water in his hand and bring it to his mouth. That means every man that slurp water like a dog would, tell him to get by thee, because those are the men that's not circumspect.
Yeah.
When you go down for water like that, you're not circumspect. You're not watching around yourself. That's the symbolic meaning behind it, because that's what it is. But every man that that does the opposite, that put water in a cup, and drink it, then that's different. And that's the symbolic meaning behind it. So the Lord don't deal with numbers. It said, at least there be too many, least Israel vaunt, and said, my own hand have saved me. That was it. Wasn't it?
No, it's up some more. Okay, yeah. It says, I think it's verse 2.
The whole point of the verse is that the Lord don't deal with numbers, man.
Yeah.
Because the Lord said there be too many that be with thee.
Yeah, and the Lord wants the glory out of every situation, man. He wants to be where he's the author and the finisher of everything, man. So he's gonna get the glory, man. All right, this is verse 2. He said, and the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites unto their hands.
So the people that be with thee is too much. Least what?
Least Israel vaunt themselves against me.
Least Israel brag themselves against me. Like, the Lord wasn't with us. It was because we was mightier than them. No, man, the Lord wasn't working few numbers to show his power. Go ahead.
All right, vaunt themselves against me, saying, my own hand hath saved me. And that's niggas today, because, hey, Jake, Jake, you got Jake out here storing up food, all type of shit, man. You know, and then the hell is gonna put, the Lord is gonna put, Yahweh Shai is gonna put so much hell on people, man, that you're gonna not be able to, because you're gonna have hell on. The scripture says what? Hell on every side. You know, it said if a man run into the streets and a bear met him, you know what I'm saying, then he turned and a snake bit him. You know, you're gonna have hell on every side. That you're gonna only have Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to call and pray to ask for help. You know, that's why in Psalms it says what? The Lord, I don't want to mangle it. We said, but he's a strong tower, and a wise man run into him. Run into it for what? For that shelter, man. You know, the Lord is not gonna. He's gonna always want the glory out of every situation, man. You know, he's our power. Okay, and he's gonna get his glory. You know. So I'm gonna look up that word vaunt. It's Judges 7:2. He already broke it down, but I like my sword, so. Okay. I ain't got my sword on here. What the hell?
Con.
Slack you.
You left off. You finished, right?
Yeah. I was gonna look at the word vaunt.
Con. I'm gonna finish this up.
Okay, go ahead.
Kind of like I said, the Lord did not work in numbers, right? So the next verse, verse 7, 1 Kings 22:7, and Jehoshaphat said, "Is there not here a prophet of the Lord besides that we might inquire of him?" So he already perceived that they were off, man. They off. He already perceived that they was off. It says, "And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, There is yet one man, Aiah, the son of Imliah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord. But I hate him, for he doth not prophesy good concerning me, but evil." And Jehoshaphat said, "Let not the king say so." So that's the point of the video, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're going to be hated by this world because we are the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, in whom we believe, man. Yeah. We believe that we are the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and that's just the cold hard fact.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I got it. Okay, this is vaunt. Yeah, and you already broke it down. This is just for edification's sake. This is vaunt. He said to glorify, beautify, adorn, to glorify, beautify, to glorify oneself, to get glory to oneself, to glorify. Yeah, man, and Yahweh Shai wants the glory, man. You know, and the scripture says that. So when we get delivered, man, we want to say, you know, hey, what does the Lord say, man? We want him to say to us, what? Well done, thy good and faithful servant. You know, we praise it. We want to give the Yahweh Shai the glory, man.
That's it.
But all right, because we don't want it. We're not big up on ourselves, man. We out this thing because we have a love for the truth. All right, and like I said, it's not, you know, you got men that's out here that's puffed up like that. One of, oh man, look at me, I'm a king precept holder. You know what I'm saying? We actually seen men like that, man. You know, big up in themselves, man. This thing is not about us, man. You know, Yahweh Shai chose us. This is not our fight. I was just talking to my mom tonight, and you know, I was trying to tell her that, you know, she was really she was in tears, but she, you know, she's going through something. She's older. And I was telling her, I said, well, look, you know, she said, I just hate to get this far and not see just to think that my mother and father didn't have it. And I said, who told you they didn't have it? She said, well, I'm saying the way you saying it is like that. I said, Mom, my granddaddy, from what I remember, and my grandmother did the best they could. My granddaddy didn't hold on to the what you call it, the brick and mortar building, the church. My granddaddy actually used to prophesy, saying, "Woe is me in the world, destruction, destruction." He used to prophesy on the streets, and the church my son used to go to. Those pastors were the well-to-do, the ones that had churches and all that. My mother said my granddaddy was kind of envious of him, but he did his own thing. He went out on the streets. And that little did he know that's what he's supposed to have done. You know, and I told my mother, she was like,
It was the spirit.
it was through the spirit. And I told her, I said, well, look, all of these years there, I said, what it say? One of a city, one of a household, two of a city. I said, Lord, I said, you said that your mother, you prayed that your family make it. I said, well, everybody's not gonna make it. I said, but out of your line, out of your family, out of all your sisters, I said, out of your loins, out of your, I came out of your side of the family. Your son and his two sons came into this thing. Now, out of all my cousins and my aunties, kids, all that, and I've told all of them the truth. All of them. I remember when I first came into the truth, one of my cousins died or something, and I came over there on fire, man, had my book bag, everything, breaking out books and all that. And my auntie, after I went through scriptures and everything, my auntie laid her hand on my arm and patted me on my forearm and said, baby, I still think his name Jesus. And I still remember that to this day. She wants some attention.
She do.
Girl, go watch Pokemon, baby.
Right? She's smart, bro.
Smart as shit. So I remember her saying that. And now, you know, this has been, 13, 14 years later, she's going through complications in her life. And I try to comfort my mom tonight. And I told her, I said, well, Mama, I said, well, you know, you try to pray for everybody, but what name are you praying in? You know, I told you what the Lord's name is. I said, but before you can pray for somebody, you have to believe in your heart that the name of the Lord is what it is. You haven't let go of that Jesus yet, you know? And she was actually comforted. I could see it on her face. Because I told her, I said, because she repeats and tells me, how, oh my God, why your sons listen to you like this, right? And I always got the same answer. I said, it ain't got nothing to do with me. And my sons, I gave my sons the truth. The Lord chose them. You know, he chose them, man. That's why they are like they are. You know, and none of my other brothers and sisters, kids are like that. I'm held. Now they started because we coming to the last day. Now, and this happens with all brothers, man. It's not my only testimony. We got other brothers that said, man, all my family look at me different now. They're starting to look at us because that light is going, shining brighter and brighter, man.
You've been saying this for us.
Yeah, man. You know, because we've been saying this stuff for the longest, man, and things are starting to come to pass now, man.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
That's the
ahead.
thing. They hate us, man.
Yeah, kind of.
They hated us at one point.
Yeah,
but
now
it's finna be that crying for wine in the street, man.
Yeah.
They finna be crying for that knowledge, man. The same knowledge that they hated, they would be crying for it in the street. And is that not how the Lord works?
No.
Is that not how the Lord works? The Lord had Esau fall by his own weapon. He had these niggas, these 2/3 niggas, fall by their own beliefs. You know, he had these heathens. He had these heathens fall by their own beliefs in which they believe, which is the Edomites. You know, is that not how the Lord works? You live by the sword, you die by the sword. He gonna have Esau die by the sword in which he lived. He gonna have Jake die by the wicked in which he coincide with. This is how the Lord works, man. The Lord is an oxymoron. You know, the Lord how you side with anything you do besides the Yahweh Shem Yahushua is against him. So he gonna have you be destroyed by the same thing that you believe in. That's how the Lord works. So the same truth that they hate back then, now they starting to see.
Yeah, and that's a fearful thing. Something that you hate, something that you say all the time, and then you start seeing it come to pass. That's actually prophecy, and people really don't know how to receive that. You know, they'll say something all the time until a person come and reveal, like, hey, what you was just saying is happening now. And they won't even, man, Yahweh Shai is so remarkable, they'll be like, they'll be stuck, like, oh shit, it is happening. He'll actually blind them to the thing that they have been talking about, and it's actually happening. You know, because basically that's what I told my mother. I said, yeah, but how do you know that your mother and father didn't have it? Here it is right here. Your own son got the truth and profess it, and you telling me how my son's acting, and I'm trying to tell you that it's not because of me. The Lord is with them brothers. The Lord is with your grandkids. They so mannerable. They so this. They so. I said, but it's the Lord.
They got their own.
They got their own car. They do this. They do. And I'm like, Mama,
you
telling me this stuff, and I'm telling you who is doing it. He's blind. He's blind, and he's right. It's in plain sight, man. But anyway, I got something else. Oh, I got that what you asked for. This is Isaiah 53:1. Who hath believed our report? And to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He hath no form nor comeliness.
It said he has grown up before him as a tender plant. Who is the him? Is Yahweh?
Yahweh, yeah.
All right, the tender plant. He was a tender plant. He was a kind. He was a tender plant. Like he was well to look upon. It says, and as a root out of a dry ground. So he wasn't comely. He wasn't beautiful. A root out of a. That's the perfect similitude of Yahweh Shai. Because he wasn't like something to look upon, like, oh my God, he's beautiful. Yeah. Because a root out of a dry ground is rough. It's rugged. Yeah. It's dry. Yeah. It ain't oily and glistening and glitter like gold.
That's the spirit. And I told her that. I said, the reason why this thing is got a lot of people baffled is because I gave it a scenario. I said, well, when COVID hit, the Lord shut up the churches. I said, nobody out there. I said, only one man was out there prophesying is us. I said, the churches was telling people to send their tithes through Cash App. I said, they was having drive-in services. I went past the church, bro. The parking lot was full, and people was sitting in their cars. And the pastor was in his car. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit, bro?
Just do a Zoom.
Like they're at a drive-in, bro. I'm like, look at this shit. They having drive-through church, bro. Man, it's comical, man, because
that shit comical.
While that shit was going on, man, the Lord shut them churches up. But the real men was still out there prophesying, mask on, mask off. You know, some brothers was wearing masks, some brothers weren't. I mean, hey, teach his own, but the word was still going forth. You know, and then people didn't think that it was gonna be. I told her, I said, look, the Lord took men out of every walk of life. Brothers been in jail, gangbangers, brothers from every walk of life. Brothers have been in college, got degrees. Every walk of life, the Lord didn't spare no type of brother, man. Homeless brothers, and they out on the highways and byways, week in and week out, man, preaching this truth, man. And it baffled people because they don't understand, like, why. And all you gotta do is ask a question, like, these young men,
like me,
what would cause young men to go out on a Friday or a Saturday and spend 4 to 5 hours preaching?
And that's umpteen young men.
Umpteen young brothers.
20s and 30s.
Yes, Gabaria was 15. My son was 15 when he came into this thing, man.
We got new brothers 20.
20.
That's the height of life.
Bro, that's the height of life, bro. On a Friday and Saturday, bro, these brothers could be out drive-by or going to chase box, clubbing, going to chase their rap career, going to college. What could possess them brothers to do that, man? Yep. The spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
They did it faithfully, bro.
So verse 3.
The same thing with me, bro. I left my mom's house. I ain't never been back since.
Yeah.
And she looking at me like, damn. Meanwhile, my little brother in her basement don't know what the fuck.
Don't know what to do, but people out here fucking disoriented.
I left on my own. I just left. I said I can't be here no more. I said you made me want to do things that the Lord don't like, so I gotta leave.
Yeah.
And I had faith without even knowing I had faith. I'm like, bro, the Lord, the brothers take care of me. And I went and got my own shit, bro. Through the brothers, bro, through the brotherhood.
And I remember you stepped on Elder D-Man's couch for about a month.
Bro.
Maybe 2.
I used to pop up on him. He was like, I remember he was venting. He was venting. Said, man, I know the brother, bro. He ain't got anything, but he doing it in righteousness, but he be popping up on me. And I had found out through another person. I was like, oh shit, Slakia.
Right.
And I came to him. He was like, oh, bro, I was just venting out. I know you ain't. I know you should be wanting to be around the brothers. I was just like, bro, because when I'm off, I was like, shit, bro. Yeah. I'm out of my hell. I'm like, when I'm off work, bro, I'm out of my hell. I'm like, okay, I got time to be in paradise again.
Yeah, bro, because a brother find comfort around other brothers, man.
Oh, bro, the brothers was my only comfort, bro.
Yeah.
Especially at the time, but landscaping and my mama, I was like, oh, hell no. Yeah. Fuck that. I ain't had no bitches. Oh, fuck that.
You was catching hell at work. Yeah.
I was living in my car. I had fucking deodorant, soap, towels, fucking change of clothes. I was living in the trunk of my car.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, like that's the spirit, bro. Because we hated amongst all people, bro. We ain't
Yeah.
got nobody else but the Akim.
That's right.
You know.
Okay, I'm gonna start
3.
at 2 again. I
Oh,
said, for
okay.
he shall grow up before him as a tender plant and as a root out of a dry ground.
No, I said the opposite is because he was a tender plant amongst those who looked upon him with favor. Those who looked upon him with favor, like to us, he's a tender plant. But everybody in the world, he was a dry root. He was a root out of the dry ground. He looked rough. Go ahead.
Right? Yeah, out of dry ground. He hath no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him.
That's when he came out. It was no beauty because he dwelt in what? Nazareth. That was like the ghettos or the hood.
Yeah.
You know, that was the downtrodden part.
Yeah.
It was like Gary. It was like once renowned, but now it's looked like, oh, that's where the niggas dwell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was nothing comely about that land.
Yeah.
Go
And that's what it say. The Lord said he come to confound the wise. It's in
their own craftiness.
In their own craftiness. Yeah.
Because
everybody thinks. Because just like the churches, man, everybody think that the Lord is coming back, man. And I used to cut people with this. I was like, man, well, the church is preaching prosperity. You think if the Lord was here, man, he'd be driving a Cadillac? He'd be driving, bro. What did he ride? He rode a donkey into the kingdom, man. A donkey,
bro.
It wasn't even a horse.
He fled when he was born.
Right.
He fled. His father fled, and his mother fled into Egypt when he was born.
God.
Why wasn't he inviting? Because he wasn't comely. They didn't look at him with favor. That's why when the wicked scribes and Pharisees came when John the Baptist was baptized, who warned, oh ye a generation of vipers, who warned you to flee from the wrath to come? Because they wasn't with it. Go ahead.
All right. He is despised and rejected of men. He said of men, a man of sorrow, and acquainted with grief.
Acquainted with grief. That means he was given into much wisdom. The more wisdom you have, the much grief you have.
Yeah.
That's in Ecclesiastes.
Yeah.
The much wisdom, the much sorrow.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And he had the spirit on him, so he had all the wisdom.
Yeah.
Walked on water.
Yeah.
Did miracles, so he had the spirit on him. So he had much grief and a word of wickedness. Go ahead.
He said, and we hid as it were out our faces from him.
So they turned their faces from him. When he came, they hated him. They turned their faces, and he was nothing to look upon. Go ahead.
He was despised, and we esteem him not.
God, and that's the point. Let me get one more scripture. We can close it up here. This is John 15. And I'm starting to get fiery because this is the spirit, man. This is the spirit that we should live in. This is John 15 and 18. It says, if the world hate you, 17. These things I command you, that ye love one another. That's all we got. Is one another. That's all we got, man. Because the world gonna fucking hate us, bro. They hate us, whether it be your mother. Now, you have exceptions. You have certain people in the world that actually love what you're preaching and favor of what you're doing. But for the majority, they hate you, man. All right, and you through the spirit gonna be able to discern them. It says, that's why I said love you one another. It says, if the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world would love his own. Now we all know through John, right? Through the book of John, I think it's 1 John 2 and 14. It says, through the love of the world is the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Those are everything that fall within the world. So if the world hate us, it hated the Lord before us. All right. It says, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they shall. It says, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my sayings, they will keep yours also. So that's how you know who's in the world and who's not of the world. And this is the same thing. All right? This is the same thing that we're going through. Let me get that. John. 1 John, I'm sorry. It might be 2 John. Nope. 1 John. 1 John 2 and 14. 1 John 2 and 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. See? But the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, and he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever. And that's the point, man. Don't give a fuck about who the fuck hates you or who does that. But you gotta know what's important of what you're doing.
That's right.
And that's the point.
Wholeheartedly.
Kind of wholeheartedly and fully persuaded. All right, with that, give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, to Wab from Yah for allowing us to do in this lesson. And to all you brothers out there, peace and salutations. And until next time, we're going to say, Abba, Shalom.
Shalom.